This is the Power Element Podcast. All right, if you're new to the show, my name is Paul. I produce the podcast. I am a journeyman lineman by trade. While your host is a journeyman lineman as well. Currently is the Director of Operations, T&D, here at Sturgeon, California. All right, special guest, in-studio guest this time, Mark Finch. Mark is a Senior Account Manager at Altec. We get into equipment and how equipment ties into safety and culture. Then we talk about the latest and greatest from Altec, which you will not want to miss. Get to the show, but first, promotional partners. Milwaukee Tools. Since the company began in 1924, Milwaukee Tools led the industry in developing innovative solutions that deliver increased productivity and unmatched durability for professional construction users. Head on over to MilwaukeeTool.com or on Instagram at Milwaukee Tool for the latest and greatest. All right, High Voltage Industries, the biggest brand on Instagram, showcasing all aspects of the high voltage industry. These guys have been working for nearly 10 years on showing the world what we do and how the industry gets it done every day. Check out their Instagram page at highvoltage_industries. They have some of the best merch in the game. Head on over to highvoltageindustries.com. Be sure you're following them on Instagram. We got a collab with Benchmark, High Voltage Industries. We'll be debuting a new competition shirt at the International Lineman's Rodeo. You won't want to miss that. Super sweet collab. All right, once again, highvoltageindustries.com. Use promo code POWERELEMENT, one word, all caps, 10% off on your order. Once again, POWERELEMENT, all caps, one word. All right, big shout out to Daniel Sanchez, aka DSS Beats, on Spotify. Provides us with all of our music. I'll put his info in the show notes. All right, do me a favor. If you enjoy the show, give us a follow on your favorite platform. Give us a like. Be sure to share. Helps the algorithm. Gets our show out there more. Appreciate it. All right, last but not least, I want to thank the entire Sturgeon, California workforce. Without you, this podcast would not be possible. All right, let's get to the show. Power Element Podcast. Mark Finch. Altec. Enjoy the show.
Man, I don't know. That beat just keeps... I just want to let it just serenade there,
I forgot.
bro.
Let it stew.
It's just let it sit.
Come on. Oh.
Man.
I still think you should do the air drums.
We ain't doing that. We are not doing that. This man does not play the drums. But we are not going there. This is the Power Element Podcast. We got another guest here in studio. Man, I'm super, super excited about this one. Daniel, keep bringing the beats. As always... Appreciate it. Paul, you ready to do this?
Yeah. There's a rumor he's making you a walkout song?
I'm looking for a walkout song, little theme song. I don't know. We're working on something. We've got the International Lineman's Rodeo coming up, so a lot of events. We got the expo coming. Man, I'm excited about that, so it's going to be awesome.
What do you think about the cooler weather?
I'm not ready for fall. I am not ready for the pumpkin spice lattes that are out there and all the...
Definitely not ready for that.
It's California fall, though. Good.
It is pretty nice. It was a little brisky this morning. It was pretty nice.
A little gray today.
It's a nice change. Yeah.
Sorry we didn't give you this California sunshine.
No. I had it yesterday. It was great.
We got to welcome our next guest here, Mark Finch, Senior Account Manager for Altec. Man, I appreciate you coming in. I know this is spur of the moment. It's kind of strategic for us, though. Like, we like just bringing our guests in that visit our office here, our headquarters in Chino, and just say, hey, why don't you have a seat? How you feel?
Oh, man, this is great. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, we usually...
looking forward to getting into the weeds on it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. We have a pretty good itinerary set up for you. I know we got a lot of business to talk through, some new equipment that's out there, and dropping it here first, the Power Element Podcast, which is going to be cool. But Paul typically starts us off with a quote, and I know he's got it pegged right there. I want to make sure he's got it his time and kind of icebreaker, get us going. I'm excited to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
From the book, the timeless bestseller, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. Good book. All right, here we go. If a result of reading this book, you get only one thing: an increased affinity to think always of the other person's point of view and see things from the person's angle as well as your own. If you only get that one thing from this book, it may easily prove to be one of the stepping stones of your career. Raul, I chose this quote because I feel like I didn't do a good job of this in my early stages of my career, of trying to be empathetic to someone else's point of view. I think with our guest and his team in the company Altec, I think when they produce a piece of equipment that they're looking at our point of view. But I want to ask you as a leader, did you always kind of realize that you were going to have to not only take your experience, but also another person's view?
I think looking at it through the user's lens is something that, I don't know, we kind of got to get used to, I guess. I mean, it's easy to say, hey, this is probably going to work for you, even from my position. But the best value, probably the most best information you're going to get is from the guy that actually using the equipment, using the tool to give you feedback on. And it's even in processes and safety procedures. If we're not getting a pilot or a program out there to see if this will work, man, we're really not doing the industry credit. We're not doing our crews credit. So I love partnering up with Altec, Milwaukee, Klein. I mean, you guys call it the voice of the customer, which we'll talk about. Yep. The innovation and looking at, the user's experience through the different tools and equipment. And Altec is, let's just face it, boys, come on, top notch, hands down. This isn't going to be a podcast just about the company, but we'll get into them. This company is massive. I mean, they do everything from tree trimming to utility industry to, I mean, I can't even list the different models you guys have, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah.
And we'll let you get into it. But yeah, man, it's always a pleasure to partner with vendors and manufacturers and our customers that really want to hear it. Back to your point, Paul, is the voice of the customer and how the user's experience is. Do you agree, Mark?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly how we get better.
Yeah.
Is learning from the user. Because if we don't learn from the user, we're gonna bring a product that's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
That's exactly one of the reasons that we got connected with you guys. On the product that we've brought to you.
Where we're excited about too, man. That thing is like hot.
Yeah,
boys, this equipment that's coming out. I saw it. We're gonna get into the details, and I guess we have to be a little. I mean, we're seeing it first before it's even out there
before it's
it gets
released.
there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna delay this release of this, obviously, this podcast. So we feel very fortunate to be able to do that right before the International Lineman's Rodeo, before the Utility Expo, and you guys will get this after the fact. But man, this is good news right here. This is some cool stuff that the users are actually, have brought to Altec to say, hey, look, we like these certain functions. You guys have had your own, experience to it and your expertise and your engineers that, sit behind the computers and do their thing.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see that, man. But before we do that, because that's the cherry on top, man. That's the cherry on top we're going to get to. We got to know who Mark Finch is in this relationship with MYR Group, because I know you're our senior account manager.
Yep.
And, you do a lot for us as a national account. But I'm going to ask you, how did you get tied into line work, man? Like, I got to know, what's your story and how did you get hooked up with line work? Because I know there's people out there listening and say, I want that job. How did you get into it?
Well, I fell into this job to a certain extent. Well, I shouldn't say it fell into it. I grew up in it.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad was an Altec employee. He did a little bit of everything at Altec. I grew up at Altec, so I followed in his footsteps. So that's how I got into it.
If you could explain Altec for our listeners, how would you describe Altec in your words as a company?
So Altec is we're a manufacturer of utility equipment, right? And basically what we
You're the cream of the crop.
We are, but
humble brag.
Don't
I don't want to brag, but at the same time, so we want to be the leader in any one of the markets that we serve, right? And our core markets: utility, tree care, telecom, and we started as a body manufacturer. We were never a boom manufacturer in the beginning.
Okay.
We're still family owned. We were started in 1929 by the Steislinger family. And
1929.
Yeah, that's almost 100 years.
Yeah, almost 100 years.
Yeah, almost
that's
100
a long
years.
time.
And
wow, the culture goes way back.
And we're still owned by the same family.
Wow.
So we haven't.
Could you imagine what that legacy wall looks like, bro? From the innovation from 1929 till now. That's
it's
huge.
It's crazy.
What was the need in 1929 though?
A ladder.
So we did
fire trucks.
We didn't start out. Yeah, we didn't start out like that. We didn't start out as a utility company.
Wow.
We started out as a body manufacturer. So we were making. We made flatbeds and dump trucks and trash trucks and service body trucks. We made all kinds of different things.
Milk trucks for delivering milk.
Yeah, exactly. Just anything that somebody needed, we made it.
Wow.
And what we figured out over time was the customers that paid religiously were the utilities.
Makes sense. If you're gonna have a customer, hope they pay you.
and so it gravitated. Our focus gravitated towards that industry.
That's so cool, dude.
And and then as time went on, we became distributors of hydraulic products.
Okay.
And so, in 1951 or 52, the original grandfather that started our company passed away. His son at 18 took the company over.
Whoa. He
dropped out of college, took the company over, and grew it strategically, obviously.
Yeah.
Over the next, several decades. But we ended up being the largest distributor of what is now our competition. Terex and used to be High Ranger and Telelect. But we basically grew to a certain point where we needed more territory. We wanted to grow beyond what our distribution network was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when we agreed to move and build another facility to the north, we were going to get 4 or 5 more, 6 more states or whatever. And for whatever reason, that partnership fell apart. So our ownership at the time decided that we were going to control our own destiny. And so that we hired an engineer to create our own product, hydraulic product, not body, but, a digger derrick or bucket truck.
I tell you what, man, the equipment that's out there, I mean, outside of obviously your competitors and that, but the Altec booms, bucket trucks got to be the most popular. The bucket truck with the jib, 4-wheel drive. I mean, that thing is like everybody wants it. When it's on the job site, you got to have it. That's the truck. The digger derrick, same way. I mean, for me, from 1929 through the decades to get where you're at now, man, it's impressive. I don't know if the guys know how impressive that is, but a company that has that rooted culture and still maintained by the same family, or still owned by the same family and operated by the same, I mean,
and still managed by the same family. Yeah,
that's pretty amazing, man. I love. I mean, just like Klein, just like even Milwaukee, all of our partners are the same. I think that industry focus on how rooted our companies are. Awesome. Sturgeon, same thing. 1914. Right? Like, I mean, when you start seeing these legacy walls, I mean, and it's going to go for years and years and years. I mean, there's a lot to say with that, with culture, but there's a lot of experience too. Some failed a little bit at times, learned your lessons, better the equiment, you know what I mean?
But yeah, by no means are we perfect.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we learn every day.
Yeah.
And we have challenges every day. Even though that we're, a large organization, we have a lot of smart people working here. We've had some missteps. I've had a couple just in the last, week and a half with another side NYR. So
did you got through? Obviously, your dad got you in it and got you get started. What made you get going through the sales and that route?
I didn't know. Like, I didn't at the time. I was in college. I went to Nebraska. Go Big Red, and
little Big Red.
Oh, you got this Patrick Mahomes lookalike.
The Patrick Mahomes.
Right, oh yeah, his cousin.
His cousin.
Is it his cousin? No, he just looks like him.
I think they're related.
What's his name? Raiola,
yeah.
I digress.
Sorry. I think they're doing some good stuff there right now. So it's good. I bounced around in a bunch of different, majors, and finally my dad was like, "Look, Dad's scholarship's about over, so you have to figure it out.
Dad's scholarship.
You got to go. And,
is that what it's
called? And so I just kind of stepped back and looked, and I'm like, well, I like what, I like engineering, and I like, construction, and I like all those facets. But what I've learned is engineering is very slow. At least the pace of like development of a product is, it's almost excruciating.
Yeah. And
I needed way more fast paced than that. And, I rode around with my dad when I was a kid, and he would go and call on customers. And so I got, I had that background. And so that's what kind of drug me into it. I finally was like, all right, well, I want to do what you do. And he goes, all right, that's fine. He said, I'll get the door open, but that's it.
Yeah. That's the way it is.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, no more. And so I ended up, I started at our office in Indianapolis in 2000. And I was hired as an inside sales guy. So I just did quotes and specifications and worked with outside guys to get, to get the specifications and put pricing and stuff together for it and get the drawings and all that stuff. And then manage the truck, being built in the plant after it was ordered.
So you've seen these things built?
Well, so I grew up in St. Joe, Missouri, which is our biggest manufacturing facility. Okay. So we've got several manufacturing facilities across the country, but that's our biggest campus from that from the manufacturing side. So growing up there, my dad, he was in the office, and in the summertime, I got to, my summer job was I'd go work at the plant. And so I was janitor or forklift driver or, made leveling rods. I did all kinds of different things in the summertime and the wintertime, while I was going to like summer break in college and stuff. Yeah. And so I got a lot of exposure without really realizing all the technicalities that I was learning just by being around it, being hands-on with it. Yeah. And so when I got the opportunity to move from inside sales to outside sales, and, I started calling on customers in Illinois, that was my territory at the time, we had a gap of, sales guy. There wasn't somebody there for a while. And so when I went to talk to the customers, that they were like, well, what do you really, you're just some dumb young kid. You don't know the product and this and that. And I was like, well, I did this and this. And, it really changed their attitude towards like me and my abilities to get it done for them. Right. Because I knew who to call and how to get it kind of pushed through the system, and was able to finagle things that the other regime couldn't do or whatever, just because I had those connections and relationships. So that, that helped.
Sometimes that red tape, man. There's only one thing that can get through it. It's relationships.
Yeah. I don't like red tape. And so, as time went on, the territory grew, and, I was calling on all the markets of that state. So it was, municipality that have an electric department, the electric cooperatives, contractors, and eventually the investor owns that were there. So it was there was still, I had one investor owned that was left, called Illinois Power, and it eventually got merged into Ameren, and I still work with them today. But the contractors, I had a couple that ended up being, regional, small, 1 or 2 state, and then they blew up to 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 states. So wherever they went, I went. So it went from being this, 1 state territory to, well, now I got guys that are going to California. I got guys that are going to Pennsylvania. I got guys, right. we're getting all this work in Kansas and Ohio and all these other places. And it's like, how do we handle that? And I'm like, it just rolls through me. I just do it. Yeah. I take care of it. And so as that grew, it got to the point where it was like, I need help. I needed another person to help facilitate the territory. So we had another guy hired, and then at the same time I hired that guy, they called and said, oh, by the way, you're taking another account, MYR. And I was like, oh, okay. So
what's that?
I knew who it was, no, but at the same time, it was like,
it's a national account.
I didn't realize. Yeah. Now it's really 48 states,
and we're a lot of work.
You guys are busy,
and Canada,
and that's good.
And
yeah,
Canada.
lower 48, Canada, Alaska.
Yeah.
So you guys are all over the place.
And you work with our VPs, Mark and Colton, and
yeah. So I do a lot of work with the fleet department or the equipment department. Yeah. I've been working with MWire Group now since 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And there was the old VP Ray Holland. He was awesome. He was a challenge, but he was fair.
He knew the equipment too.
Oh yeah, and he challenged me a lot.
I'll tell you what,
that.
dude, I like Mark a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, like me and Mark align. Little shout out to Mark Enos. He'll probably looking for his name drop, so I'm gonna drop it now. But Mark Enos is our vice president.
Mark's great to work with.
He's a good dude.
Good golfer too.
Yeah, he can swing the stick a little bit better than you.
That's
a lot better than most. It's not hard to say. So you've been at Altec how many years in?
Last month, 25 years.
25 years at Altec.
Full time, yeah.
Full time,
a little bit longer than that if you count the other stuff, but full time 25.
Paul usually handles the vendors, and I wanted to do this one with you. And one of the things that I always wondered, you've been there a long time, and we talk about a company's mission, and what their mission and Altec's mission. If you could give me a couple sentences, or what do you think's their biggest mission when it comes to what their goal is at their company right now, at your company, I should say.
Our mission is to serve the markets that we choose to serve and do it as best we can, right? And try to make sure that anything and everything is covered within that market, So when I say it that way, I mean if you look at our company in whole, we're really a cradle to grave facility, company or facility, meaning we manufacture the piece, we can maintain the piece, we can finance the piece, and then we can end of life the piece. So
tie that mission
start to finish,
which is awesome. And I kind of figured that's where you're going to go with it, and tie that mission to alignment on the crew. How do you think that mission aligns with our linemen that are using the equipment? Because I know that's a big thing for you, and and the innovation and our conversations here recently with this new equipment coming out, which we're going to get to, is there's at the end of the day, like that mission has to align with their users. No different than our mission. Our company has to align with our customers, our clients, the industry. How do you think that resonates with the lineman? How do you think how does that tie in?
I think it resonates when we can deliver a quality product that fits the need of that user, right?
Yeah.
And you're not fighting how to set it up. You're not fighting, chasing a pin or some awkward thing that you have to do in a sequence to make it get to the job and get into the work zone, right?
You mentioned quality. I think we trust our equipment a lot. We use the brands like Altec, and we trust it. We know when we put those outriggers down, or we set that truck up, it's going to perform as long as we're taking care of it, and care and custody of the equipment, and do what we're supposed to do, and inspect it, and do what the manufacturer suggests. Like that's probably our most reliable thing out there is that equipment. Like we know no different than in our Klein Tools, right? Like we trust that equipment, we trust that brand, we trust that name. Paul, what do you think about that? I mean, is that a good perspective and tying in to the user there, our journeyman?
Yeah, good point. I think too, something we haven't talked about, I don't know if we're going to bring it up, is the seamless ability to go to another crew and hop in their bucket truck and know what to expect. And typically if you go to another crew, you're going to fill in and you pull that trigger, you start to boom up, you can feel if there's something off, if something's wrong. And that's not Altec's fault. It's more just maintenance. But I'm saying the ability to provide a seamless piece of equipment, I think that plays a lot, because at the end of the day, you want to know and be able to anticipate when you're moving a phase, when you're moving wire, when you get into tight spots. You want to know that the capabilities are pretty consistent and they're dependable. So yeah.
And I think that's what we're all looking at. It's like you see that brand, that name, you're comfortable with it. You know what I mean? If I were to show up with another brand, hey guys, check this bucket out. Check it out. You're gonna give it a shot, and there's one thing off. One thing. It could be one thing. It's going to affect morale. It's going to be safety. It's not going to work well, right? Because they'll trust that name when they see it. Oh yeah, Altec. I know where the controls are. I know where this is at. I know where that's at. It's the familiarity with it, right?
It's consistency.
It's a consistency. Yeah. And we talk about a workforce and pairing up and partnering up with vendors. Like that's what I don't want the guys thinking about that. I want them to focus on they're familiar with the equipment. They're already trained in it. They're qualified in this piece of equipment. Let's focus on the task at hand. Let's focus on what's next, because let's just face it, our guys got enough on their brains, right? Just with the life and what's going on just personally, I don't know. But I do know when they put their hands on the work, I want them focused on the task.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And that's it. Because there's so many vulnerabilities in when it's not. So I appreciate the partnership in that, dude. Like, that mission and, what Altec brings to the table to keep for us as users, as contractors. Like, just relax a little bit. It's an Altec, a piece of equipment, right? Like, for me, is that what you think?
Yeah. Do you remember flying between phases the first time?
Oh, dude.
You're like,
it was we had cover involved and we did it the right way.
It's still cover. Everything's legit, but I mean, still that whole
that feeling
of going between and
your your booms. I mean, the cylinders. I mean, it's creaking. It's doing its thing, and you're like, we're good.
Go ahead.
But when you go do the work, you're not thinking about that anymore.
Yeah.
You get to the point after you start working with it, like you just don't even think about those type of things anymore.
Could look down. Your observer's watching. Your foreman's watching.
Yeah, you're good.
You're booming over. The kid's nervous next to you. That you were
white
once.
Knuckling.
Yeah, white knuckling. Got you, kids.
Yeah, got you. No, I do appreciate that, man. It's that teamwork mentality, right? It's the we're extreme ownership students here. Cover and move is a big principle for us. It's a fundamental core for us, and it's teamwork.
Oh, I want to make a point, Roll. I think
go for it. Do your thing.
Yeah. It almost becomes a detriment to that Altec provides. Altec, where'd that come from? Altec provides a consistent, dependable piece of equipment, because then you don't give them the credit that's deserved, because as the end user, you're just like, you're taking it for granted that all that hard work, that research, the engineering, that teamwork, that feedback was taken into this awesome product at the end of the day. Make sense a little bit? Like,
it's the what's it? Not just trust, but it's also confidence.
Confidence, yeah.
Because that confidence brings you that. Oh man, you got to be humble. We talk about being humble on this podcast all the time.
Humble don't crumble.
I just said that to Mr. Young Daniel Sanchez here. The humble don't crumble. But at the end of the day, at some point, you got to be confident. It's go time. No different than when you're on the tee box. Like, you got to get that swag. It's time to go. It's time to go. We got to be confident. And when you see the name brands and you're working with those name brands, that confidence is part of it. That's the point I want to make. The next point of this I want to make for our guys, and I want to have a discussion with you on, is, how important it is for morale too. Right? I can tell you, dude, I'm going almost 28 years now, got indentured as a young man. I can tell you the equipment has changed.
Oh, drastic.
When we started.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking 1920. I'm talking 1997, bro. Like, we're still in the era of where we had a cell phone, maybe a pager or something. We don't have
pager in your hooks.
Pager and hooks. I don't know. No, but what I'm saying is, like, at the end of the day, the equipment that I started with, the old General Line trucks and the old stuff that that we were using, you'd be lucky to have a nice High Ranger, or back in the day, a T-Rex. I don't even know. Now I can tell you most of the jobs that I see contractor wise and utility is an Altec, and that's what we're using. And I mean, they're phenomenal pieces of equipment. And when I bring out a new truck or a new equipment or start a new crew, you know what the morale is like when that thing is brand new, shiny? I get nervous. But I mean, it's like, even this new bucket that just popped in, right? It's like, I saw it out here. I'm like, oh God, that thing's too new. Too nice. That thing's too new. We can't give that to a crew. But from a morale perspective, you flip that, and I give a crew a piece of equipment that's rusted and maybe not performed dented, doesn't have the appearance it should, ripped seats. I can tell you right now immediately, this is how we're treating our equipment. This is going to be my performance. But if I can get them, the equipment dialed in, rocking on ready, cleaned out, organized, no dents in it. Hell, that's the performance. This is the expectations here. And if every crew is operating like that, man, we're changing the culture right there. What do you think, Paul? I see you shaking your head.
No, I'm excited about Mark's answer, but I think you're totally right. If you're giving me a rusted bucket that smells like a bologna sandwich, like, you're going to have, that's the output that's going to probably be set, the standard. Yeah. But you set the standard high with a good piece of equipment that's well-oiled, machine, maintained. I think we're setting ourselves up for success.
Absolutely. Shoot, Mark, what do you got?
You take care of the equipment, it takes care of you.
Thank you.
It pays the bills.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've been to so many job sites where I've delivered that brand new piece and they used it 6-8 months and it's beat. It's beat bad.
Yeah.
Covers are gone. Like you can just tell.
Oh,
and I went out to do some extra training with a group and I said that exact thing. I was like, guys, there's no reason that some of these covers should be gone. Like you guys should take care of it. It takes care of you.
Yeah.
This is what makes you go around every day.
That was one thing our superintendent.
That's how you're productive, and
no, you're right,
dude. It's kind of frustrating because you can tell right away just by rolling into a show up and seeing who's put together and who's not. And I'm not saying that each show up is,
right.
But you can tell just customer wise, I've done it long enough to see like the ones that are really put together and the ones that are struggling.
Yeah. I wanted to make a point with you on that. And as far as when it comes to, you're seeing it being built, the care and custody of the equipment, and how morale has such an impact on what you've seen, and go ahead and tell me, but you went out and saw our crews yesterday, and what was your thoughts on our equipment? Do you think, because you see a lot of equipment, I'd kind of like to know your perspective, right, wrong, different, whatever you saw. I mean, do you see a change a little bit different? How's our equipment? Because the way I look at it, I'm pretty impressed. What is your thoughts?
I would agree.
Yeah.
So this prototype or concept truck that we've got here today, that we've got with your group, it started in New York and we moved it to Colorado. Now we moved it to here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got to see, I would say equal, like kind crews, and it's kind of funny because what I see at MYR is pretty consistent. Not everybody lays their truck out the same, but they're close, right?
Yeah.
The top opening boxes and the ladder rack and the extra widgets to hold, hardware and
all kinds of stuff.
Your milk crates and that type of thing.
Yeah.
But there's some that are kind of like a rolling dumpster, and then there's others that are organized and you can work out of it, right?
Yeah.
And from what I gathered yesterday, I mean, it was more organized. Every truck I saw, and I didn't go pick them apart. I just looked at them from afar. But you can tell. I mean, you can tell just with the way that the yard is laid out. The way it's staged, where all your tooling is, where all your materials laid out. Like it was organized.
Our superintendents and our GFs, our foremen, our leaders, our guys in the yard, our linemen, our groundmen, our everybody in the yard. It's a group effort, and they do a really good job. That's it's interesting because you've been in 25 plus years in the business, you've seen a lot of yards, but also you've seen these things manufactured, the care and custody that goes into these pieces of equipment, and when you, quite frankly, if you see equipment that how much hard work has gone into it. I told you guys a story when I saw Milwaukee's facility, and I went to Milwaukee and saw what just the cutter or a press is made, and the care and custody and engineering and the steps it takes to get to it. And then you see a guy just throw it on the ground or throw it in the back of the truck or back of a pickup truck.
Would he do the same if he paid for it?
That's a whole nother thing. You're right. If they're, where are we at with that? But my thing is, man, if we are we doing our craft the justice by not explaining the why? And what goes into that and how important that is. And like you said, if the equipment's broke down or not usable, you may not work, right? Because we don't have just extra buckets around.
Yeah.
We don't just have extra pieces of equipment to float around. And as the work increases, the utility demands go. I mean, the manufacturers can only manufacture so fast. Let's just face it. Like,
and that's
what I mean?
That's probably our biggest challenge today.
And we're putting in orders. What, probably 2 years in advance, 3 years in advance, trying to guess.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's a conversation I have with Mark a lot.
Yeah,
like
what's coming up?
What are we looking at?
Yeah,
what do we need to be? What do I need to be? Putting our name on.
And Mark is really good at forecasting. Like, this dude's super smart. Our VP of their fleet, and he's super smart. And partner with our utilities, which we have our utility partners in here all the time. To get that forecast is huge. Like, we're guessing a lot of the times, dude. Like, even locally, we're guessing, maybe, we'll see what we can do. And we're doing the best we can to, forecast that work. But, man, so back to my point, I guess, and let you finish your thought on this segment and Paul's. But I think it's important that, the care and custody of the equipment is so critical. And the guys have to understand that, what goes into it and explain the reasons why. And I think we'll see a change in shift in culture.
Well, like, we were talking earlier before we got on online here. I can talk about Altec till I'm blue in the face, sitting here or in a conference room or in your office, and I can show you a PowerPoint. That's great, but it moves mountains when you take somebody to the plant and you see all the things that it takes to manufacture that bucket truck or aerial device, right? And it blows. Like, I've taken so many linemen through our facilities, and it blows them away. They have a completely different takeaway when they walk out of there and they see all the intricacies that we have to do to facilitate making that, from raw steel, fiber,
the whole thing,
just cloth fiberglass all the way to a finished product. And we're doing, a tremendous amount of it in-house. So we're kind of controlling our own destiny in that respect. So
maybe we can get an invite.
Oh, yeah.
You can work that out.
Oh, yeah. I can work that out.
I don't know if Mark's been out. Has Mark been out to the facility?
Mark's been to several of our facilities several times.
Have you taken any district managers from Arizona, Kansas, Colorado?
I actually had a couple guys from Kansas come a few years ago, but
definitely not from California.
Not from California, not yet.
This podcast goes on the road, Mark.
Yeah, that's perfect. we could absolutely do something from our facility. We'd love that.
Let's ask Paul real quick, because Paul's a little closer to it. He's out there with the guys. And what do you think, Paul? You think if a guy's able to see and understand, and we can truly as leaders bring that information back on what goes into that bucket in a way that's strategic, maybe during new hire, or maybe during annual training or boom inspection, whatever. However we do that, do you think they'd drive a little more care and custody of our equipment? Not saying that the guys don't, but just increase it.
Yeah, it's that why. I mean, you get a better connection when you see that the people behind it when it's their job to provide a safe and quality piece of equipment. And I want to expose you a little bit in your standard you set with our superintendents. You're tough on the visual look of the trucks. We don't allow much customization. You're pretty strict on someone picks up a doll on the side of the road and they want to zip tie it to the truck. You're pretty quick about getting that off. And I think that goes to show with Mr. Finch saying, look, you could see companies and organizations that are a little more aligned when it starts at the show up and they take that to a fleet, and you're looking like a well-organized, well-oiled machine. And what that says about the work that you're going to output, like I think that means a lot. And I think for people to hear that and along tying that with the why behind Altec, I think it provides a whole nother layer of closeness and wanting to produce a quality output.
Dude, the right-of-way toys. I got a ton. I have
right
a whole
toys,
collection.
there you go. Yeah.
A ton of collection of right-of-way toys. I got some good ones from, you name it, Woody from Toy Story to you name. I got them all.
But here you go, Roll.
The most recent one though, kind of threw me off, was a coyote head, a skull.
Oh.
No, but here you go. Let's role play this.
I thought you were like Wile E. Coyote from cartoons or something.
Role play this real quick, Roll.
Yes,
I'm driving down. I have it on. I have a zip tied, a little bluey dog, and I'm saying, Roll, it's just a dog. It's just a bluey. Like, what's your big deal?
It's perception is reality.
It's perception. Yeah, it's everybody sees that, along with our logo, along with the IBW logo, knowing that we work for our customer, Southern California Edison, in that area, which this is probably where it happened. Our customers deserve a amount of professionalism along with what they're paying for, the quality, the safety, right? The efficiencies that we're building. And our guys do a great job. I don't want our great job to be masked by Bluey the doll. You know what I mean? Or a dented truck. I'll just shift gears to a dented truck. Like, my fleet manager, she knows, and he knows too. Got two of them in here that are working with us that, dude, if there's a dent on an inspection, we get it fixed right away. Like, I don't want to see a bunch of dents. Now, these are going to happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not scratches, and it's going to happen. But
sure,
to roll along with that, like it's normal and it's okay. It's not okay. It's got to be exactly how we should want to operate, and our crews to see us, our customers to see us, and people to look at us, and that perception is reality. They see that equipment with the Bluey doll dented, crack along the windshield. Not to mention a DOT inspection. Let's talk about going through a DOT inspection with the Bluey doll in California.
And out here, it's
to see what that looks like,
right?
And see how the CHP officer thinks how funny that is. So my thing is, let's just, for one, would you put it on your own piece of equipment? That $50,000 truck, would you zip tie it to the dash of that? Probably not. So don't do it to ours. and don't get me wrong, dude, boys will be boys. I believe me, I understand it's funny, but at some point you got to draw the line and say, okay, we're crossing that line. Let's just leave it off. Let's talk about it. Let's laugh about it. Maybe put it on there and then take it right off so Raul sees it. That was a good one. And the foreman had to come over, Raul. They just put that on there because they knew you were here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So boys will be boys. I love that shit. Yeah. Like, I'm good. See the vein pop out in my head. No, it's no, man, I appreciate the conversation, about equipment, because it's a big percentage of our costs. It's a big percentage of what we're doing as contractors, and it's a big percentage of our business. It is. It's 33% of it.
Yeah. I mean,
with tools and production and labor, like, that's right where we're at. So
I don't like saying it this way, but I mean, we're the necessary evil, right? That's it. I mean, the world doesn't go around unless you have the truck to make it go up, to do the work.
So let's shift gears, dude. Everybody's dying to know.
No pun intended?
Yeah. No pun. Yeah. Look at this guy. Don't you have the? Come on, give me some of that. No, no, you're right. Let's shift gears a little bit because I want to talk about this new bucket that came out. I want to talk about the history of it because it took some time to kind of get it going. And and like I said, you're hearing it first here. I mean, it's already going to be shown at the Utility Expo. It's probably going to be talked about at the International Lineman's Rodeo. We're going to air this after that, but yeah, we're very fortunate to have you here to talk through it. And we're very fortunate to be one of the ones that have it in their yard. There's only 5 of them, you said, right?
There's 5. There's 5 pre-production units. Yep. Mm-hmm. And MYR's been an R&D partner of Altec for basically my whole career. We've been, doing new product development. If we have any idea that, we're going to update a product or we're going to obsolete a product and completely upgrade that product, you guys are on the list every time to evaluate, give us input, voice a customer. That's how we evolve, right? If we're not listening to you, who are we listening to? How are we going to make a better product if we're not focused on the end user?
And a shout out to our executives really quick, like Brian Stern, Mark Enos, Rick Schwartz, Eric Luria, my boss. Like, they're all involved in these executive level, C-suite level conversations regarding research and development. Come on, that's talking about we're looking up and out, not down and in. That's where you want to be. That's the space our executives need to be with our vendors. So shout out to them. Thank you guys.
It's been a really good, it's been a really good relationship over the years. That's awesome. For us to facilitate this. So So when this project came along, the engineers came to me and they're like, we want to go see this, these core customers. And I said, okay, well, I'd like to get a truck specifically for this group. And they said, okay. Because I said, well, I will move it across the country and we'll make sure that we can get a lot of hours of use out of it versus it just going to parking lot demos, right?
Yeah.
But this is an evolution of our overall product suite is slowly but surely going to evolve into a connected product, right? So over time, you look at the yellow iron side of the fence where Cat or John Deere, they've got a product health almost. Vehicle's connected, right? It's back to the cloud. You can physically get on your iPad and you can see truck 123. You can see if it's got a fault code. You can see if it's if it's got hot oil. You can see all kinds of different things. Well, that's the future of where we're going with the hydraulic equipment, right?
Wow.
And so
it's like a learning model.
Yeah,
type.
and so
they all learn from each other. Type. Yeah.
So we're creating to where we've got
awesome.
some default codes and stuff, so we can actually physically see it online before we even send a technician.
Yeah.
We're getting to that granular side of it.
What are some of the cool, you think, just basic new functions on this bucket truck? And what are they calling it again?
So the project was called. So we name all of our engineering projects have some sort of name, and they're tied back to something. I don't know how they go about naming them because we've had some weird ones, right? And we had a bunch of animals for a while, and then and this latest one is it's got a Back to the Future correlation. And so we've got a couple different projects within the core project, but the machine is, we call it Marty McFly. So that's the project name.
That's cool.
And it's just,
a lot of people may not know. I mean, I think there's a Netflix series coming out next year or something. I heard something. I don't know, but
are you in with Netflix or what?
Well, I know. I just heard something that might be something coming out. I don't know. Maybe it was spam or something. But dude, but so for our listeners, like, I don't know if Daniel Sanchez know. You know Marty McFly? You know Back to the Future? All right, so he's in the cut. But some of our guys, our listeners, that's old school, bro. Back to the Future.
1985.
1985.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, you're talking back in the day, but I mean that's iconic. Back to the Future is iconic. So they named it Marty McFly.
Yeah. So that's the. I mean, we've got some other subset projects, right? That like flux capacitor and Doc Brown.
Is that some different like?
There's some different legs of the project, right? So they're all correlated so back, cool. Right? And they all connect back to this project. But,
I love that. So we did a cool collab. And you guys will see it obviously at the International Lineman's Rodeo. If you had already seen it, but it's we did Back to the Basics for our rodeo shirt design.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, man, I love doing these rodeo shirt designs because they're fun. I usually tie it back to a culture or something that I remembered or something something I enjoyed, and the guys love it. Like, so we did Back to the Basics, a play on Back to the Future, and we did the Altec bucket sitting on top of a DeLorean, and instead of out of time, it says overtime. And you guys will have to see it. We'll probably put it up on the screen here, for our listeners. It's hot, dude.
Yeah,
this shirt's hot.
It's just it's so crazy how like
it all tied in.
It
right?
all ties together without us even really, because we've not talked about any of that.
No,
right? None of that was even like, we haven't talked really about any of that.
Yeah,
right, until now.
So it's kind of cool. So the M5, pretty hot. I'll just say it's sexy. M5 bucket truck. I seen it, and wow, the thing's got some cool shit to it. I can tell you, we'll talk through the first thing I saw already. There's a door on the bucket as you enter it. So let's talk through some of that. Now, that is pretty cool. Instead of us climbing over the top.
That's right.
You see Mark, he shifted. He's
man. Yeah, we're getting into it.
Palms are sweaty. He's sliding up.
That's one. So there's a lot of projects on that truck.
Yeah,
but that's one project. Was the platform with a door, and we have been working on that for a long time, and there's a lot of engineering that went into that to facilitate the
ANSI standards, everything,
the dielectric integrity that we need to encapsulate the user, and keep them safe. And
I think it's phenomenal.
We should have named the project Game Changer, because it's going to be. We really feel like it's going to be an industry. It's going to change the perception of the industry. It's going to change the way we think about safety. Or there's so many things that could happen just with that door.
Yeah, and I'll tell you from the guy's experience, like getting in the bucket from the outside, it looks like it's going to be bulky, but when you get inside, you can't see much of a change. Maybe a few inches.
It didn't change on the inside.
Yeah, inside's the same.
It literally did not change. I mean, we added. Yeah. When you look at the dimensions of the platform and you look at the fixed step that was on the front of the platform as the old fixed step that you have to climb up on. When you take that away and you put the door and replace it, you're about 4 inches different. If you're looking from end to end from a length standpoint, it's not
near the poles and
it's not going to change that.
Yeah, 4 inches.
You won't even know.
Yeah,
and but the inside of the inside of the platform is the same dimension.
Yeah. And so like if you guys look at it from a user's experience, which I know this is an added feature too, just by talking to you, is we can take that bucket, set it right on the ground. We don't have to climb up.
Well, that's another piece of that project.
Hold on, roll.
Right.
I'm telling you, bro, you're talking about equipment. I get excited.
So that we're calling the add-on to the product that you have today is called an AA55 Plus. Mm-hmm. So the product that you guys buy today that's full hydraulics, AA55. This will be called the AA55 Plus for the time being. And so it's a fly-by-wire truck instead of it being full hydraulic, right? So we're actually powering a hydraulic generator at the boom tip that will power our fiber optic signal that goes back to the valve. It's much cleaner inside the boom. It's much more, we've done a lot of things from a maintenance standpoint to really help the end mechanic and make the truck a little bit more user-friendly for the user.
Yeah.
So now we can, instead of having to be able to boom up and then you have to stop to run your winch line, you can do all that simultaneously. We didn't have that ability. We didn't have enough flow to facilitate that. And now we can, because it's an electrical hydraulic and system, we can add on and do different things for different users. So we can customize the product a lot easier because it's programmable instead of it being a physical line, physical hydraulic line. We run out of space when you need to do all these extra options at the boom tip for certain work practices.
So I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm not a mechanic. I know who to call when I was a mechanic.
Well,
tangled up here, but
most of our linemen aren't. Most linemen aren't, right? They're
duct tape and baling wire.
Well,
hammers.
I mean, even a lineman needs a hero, and it's a mechanic. I'll tell you that right now.
Shout out to our mechanics.
Shout out to our mechanics, Freddie and Vinny. But so I want to talk through that because I know there's a lot of engineering goes into that. So right now, as we know it, a bucket truck handle is hydraulically powered.
It's actually
full hydraulic.
Yeah,
it's hydraulic to the tip.
So the handle is a valve.
It's a valve,
right?
Wow.
It's a hydraulic valve, and you got hydraulic lines plumbed into it.
Which means you got to run multiple sets of hydraulics in and out, back through the boom.
Correct. So you're going to run 12 to 14 hoses in a bundle, right? That's roughly that big inside the boom. And now I'm running 2 hoses.
2 hoses, but now this is where I think the user and the guys in the field want to know is how does it feel? Because I'll tell you, when you start adding electronics, there's a delay, there's a feel weird. The feel of a hydraulic in your hand.
So we talked about earlier.
Is a little bit different. It's that confidence with Altec. So you guys are kind of getting a little bit dangerous waters here by shifting. So
Nobody likes change.
Nobody likes change. And be like, what do you mean this feels weird? I don't like the feel.
Heard it yesterday.
So what is your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on that piece now that it's being ran by electronics, not hydraulics?
So when the engineers called me to come evaluate it, this is a couple years ago. They said, "Hey, we've got a control system that's viable. That's at the R&D shop. Can you come look at it and fly it?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." And it was inside the building, and I flew it and I ran it right up into the wall, and I put it, I got it right tight into like a girder. And I see the engineers down there, 30 foot below me. They are freaking out because, one, nobody ever flies in the building. And I said, I have no reference point outside.
Yeah,
I want to see how tight, how smooth I can operate in a tight zone because that's where you guys are going to live.
That's where we're at, yeah.
And they were beside themselves. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I want to go up there and change that light bulb. I want to see how close can I get? How
it functions. Yeah.
If I'm in high speed, what's it going to do? If I'm in low speed, what's it going to do? I want to feel where I'm at. I need a reference point. And so, when I operated it, I had a lot of appreciation for the effort they had put into it because it was as smooth or smoother than
there we go
the current system. And at that point, I knew when I had that feel of it, I knew I could take it to you guys and say,
give it a shot,
test it, try me on, because I guarantee it's going to be equal or better.
Nice.
And so that I did hear it yesterday. I don't like change. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you haven't even tried it yet.
Yeah.
You
go. No, that's right.
We laid out the dashboard a little bit different so that it was a little bit easier for, guys with rubber gloves on. So, it's a little bit more ergonomic to the end user, the
dashboard's cool. It's got the lights up on the top now.
Trying to make,
it's got some,
trying to make it to where it's easier to use, and now that we can multitask out of the platform that way, we can boom up, we can winch down, we can articulate the winch and do all those things at the same time. It's going to make you a little bit more productive.
That's going to be the sell right there.
So
you can do a couple of things simultaneously. Is that what you're going to say, Paul?
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
But there's also some engineered controls that we gained from being electronic now, right? Up at the top, you got some more analytics, more learning models. I mean, what are we doing with electronics now? Now that you add electronic feature to it.
So we now, because we can program the machine, there's a couple features that we didn't have before. One, we now have the ability to take a non-extended reach machine, which means the standard AA55 machine that you guys have today. I can put the bucket on the ground right off the tail shelf. I can't do that with our current system. That allows me. I know I can't just do that off the side of the truck. It won't. It's not stable. Because it knows the position of the boom because it's programmed. That's a game changer as well, because now you can load and unload your platform without having to climb up.
It's a whole nother risk.
You're not 12 feet in the air standing on a 4x4 step. You're on the ground, right?
Which warrants, as long as you have the room for it, you get that boom out there. Most of the time, you're going to be able to get that boom. It's a shift in our culture now. Right now, we get guy in the bucket and we just load it up. The guy crawls up the top, maybe from the ground. There's different options, but you're sitting up on top of this elevated rack with no handrails, but no guarding.
Right.
If there's a shift in the truck or something happens, like you're coming off that thing,
or it's wet,
it's wet. You slip. It's a good point. And I know our manufacturers take all of the care and custody to make sure that those things have everything. But we load them up with, something here, a bolt here, a crate there, and a piece of taco, piece of cover from the last job sitting there, or a X100 sitting there. Something's always kind of nearby, put you in a little tripping hazard.
So we also added. Not only can we get the bucket to the ground in that rear position, but we've also created an auto stow or auto to ground. One button.
So automatically it'll stow it?
So we can auto stow the machine from basically any position.
Wow.
Okay, so we just basically push a button, hold the trigger, and as soon as you hold it for a couple seconds, and as soon as as soon as it engages, you can let go of the button. As long as you hold the trigger, it's going to go find back where home is. Now, as long as you don't have stuff in your way, right? I mean, you don't have to maneuver the machine.
Right.
And if you don't want it to run, just let go of the trigger. It stops, and then you can start from square one. That's
over, right, left, down, over, right.
Yeah, it comes back and finds center and gets you right back to the spot. I mean, it's a pre-programmed. It cool. knows what position the boom is in at all times. So we've got auto stow, and then we have an auto to ground feature as well. And then we changed the lower controls. Instead of having an actual hard mounted valve with levers, we went to a physical module that's got basically buttons, and it's got an interlock on it.
And you just rip it right off there.
And it's on a magnetic, and it's on a pivot control. And basically what that allows is you guys aren't stuck, especially when you load the truck, right? You've got all this, your cargo area is used for cargo.
Yeah.
And it's, you take that off, and then you're not having to walk and having to try to maneuver around all your,
and it's
all the cargo.
Too. Like, I don't know, Paul and Daniel, but we're going to have to flash some of these items on our screen for our YouTube listeners and watchers that view this, but it's hot, dude. That thing, that controller is not, you remember doing lower controls, dude? Like you're underneath the bottom.
And you're doing it blind. You're doing it blind. You can hardly see it.
And you go, is this left or is this right?
Yeah.
And you kind of just feather it.
And now you just pull that thing off. It's on a nice tether there. You hold it. You can operate it right there. And you can do it. You can probably do the auto feature there too.
You can do the auto feature there. You can articulate the jib there. Like the old controls, we had boom up and down, lower boom up and down,
and jib winch up,
and rotate and winch line only.
Winch line only.
And now I've got I can articulate my jib. I can do winch line. I can do lower and upper, rotate, and then I've got auto to ground, auto stow. Like there's so many cool features that we implemented in there.
And this was all based off of the users coming back.
Yeah.
And telling you, and then obviously you guys added probably the engineering stuff to it, but
yeah. I mean, we came out, I didn't get to make the trip to California like 2.5-3 years ago, but we came out to do Voice of Customer. I was out in Denver. I did that one, and I did the one in New York. And, we did a couple different trips. We came out and we talked. And it's hard to do when you're just talking to linemen, when you don't have anything to show them that they can physically see on a picture or, touch, you guys, you want to see it physically, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so one trip was just gathering information. And then another trip, we actually built out the new dashboard for the bucket. I loaded it in a pickup and we drove to New York and we bounced it around and showed people. And I had guys climbing all over it and they loved it. They were like, this is cool.
Yeah.
So we can actually see what it's going to look like.
Very cool.
And then we took the truck back and let them use it, a year and a half later.
One of the key features I noticed right away, and all of our utilities have been asking for. Well, actually, one of our superintendent Clayton out there asked me when I said, "Hey, this truck's coming out finally here. It's working through the logistics of it." And he says, "Does it have the engineered control on the
outriggers?
The lanyard, the lanyard device?"
Oh.
Yeah.
So where it's got some sort of a control where it either stops the equipment, where the guys clip in their fall protection for the lanyard. Let's talk through that piece, because that really changes the game right there.
Yeah. So this machine also has what we call the lanyard interlock system.
Yeah.
And it's equivalent to, you putting your seatbelt on when you get in your truck, right? Except this interlock system is basically set up just like the outrigger interlocks are set up. And you guys understand how that works, right? You have to have the outriggers down before the boom's going to come out of the cradle.
Yep.
Well, you now have to have it clipped in before the boom's going to come out of the cradle.
And
it's the
same.
same.
Unclip.
If you unclip, you're stuck.
You're stuck
until you clip
Just
back
stops.
in. Yeah. And it tells you right on it. We got a visual indicator that tells you lanyard interlock is not active. So,
and that'll work with any type of lanyard system, fall protection system out there, or is it a special lanyard?
No, it's not special. It's
whatever.
It's the carabiner clip in.
Yeah.
Right. It's just actuating an interlock. But
cool.
what we're seeing is we really feel like that safety feature is going to be implemented in the next ANSI change or update.
Oh, I can see it coming.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And so that'll be like a standard that we have to abide by for all of our products that are aerial devices. So
we are passionate about that.
We're going to be looking at, potential retrofit kit things, and new products are going to have to be updated, or old products are going to have to be updated and redeveloped to accommodate those systems. Awesome, so it's a heavy lift if that actually happens, but we're really pretty confident it will.
Yeah.
So we're, but that's just driving safety, right? That's just making you guys safer in the long run.
Well, it's those things that that sometimes happens, man. A guy, let's just face it, forgets to clip in, or maybe I don't know, there could be a behavior there or anything. If there's something engineered, it becomes part of the culture, becomes part of it. The equipment, it's just every day.
Well, we've all done it. Yeah. I about turned a truck over one day at our plant because I was in a hurry.
Yeah.
And it was a long time ago, but
the outriggers were down.
Outriggers were down. Oof. It didn't have interlocks. You know. And I was just in a hurry. I wanted to look at something. And,
everybody's used to that now.
It's just a different. It's now, but that 25 years ago, and that wasn't a standard 25 years ago. Like that was an option. Mm-hmm. We made it a standard on our product, but for a long time, it was still an option for the other guy. Yeah,
the fall protection lanyard is definitely going to be, the interlocking system is going to be part of something. It's just going to be part of it. It's like,
it's inevitable. It's and there's a lot of guys that complain that it slows them down, or it hinders them some way. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's a safer product, but it's also this liability that we all incur, right?
Oh yeah. So it's all part of it, man. Yeah. It's all part of how the world runs. Yeah. Kind of operates, as it goes around. But is there any, go ahead.
Oh, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
What do you call it's called like electronic? What was it called?
Electronic it's fly-by-wire, you call it.
Fly-by-wire, okay, cool.
Fly-by-wire, yeah. Electrical over hydraulic.
Not hydraulics.
Yeah, fly-by-wire.
Fiber optic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A big thing for me with the hydraulics was the sound. And Raul, you may be able to get in on with this, is getting close to the pole. You want to get a little closer. And you're looking left and your handle's to your right. And you feather that trigger and you hear that hydraulic engage.
You hear the hiss.
You hear the hiss, and you're going to just ease a little bit. And that's comfort. You talk about familiarity.
You're good.
There you go.
Being familiar.
There you go. Take out the hard words. Being familiar with that sound and that response.
The confidence.
Now the fly-by-wire, where are we at?
So you're going to hear, instead of that hiss, you're going to hear a little bit of a whine because
perfect apprentice.
We've got a hydraulic generator that's at that boom tip. So it's got a little bit of a that you're going to hear. But the nice thing about it is you also have, rabbit and turtle mode at the boom tip.
Nice.
So if you are right there at that, technical spot that you need to go a foot or 6 inches, you can dial it down to turtle and know that if you grab the handle full on, you're only going to get this much.
Nice.
Right. So
cool.
So we've had that on our digger derrick on the electrical over hydraulic digger derrick for a long time where we could slow the machine down that way. But that's another, there's so many things that we've adapted to this product that, and you almost forget half the stuff that we did because there's a lot.
One of the things I don't think we mentioned is the oncoming traffic indicator. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
I like that.
Because we know where our boom position is, we also gave you an indicator and an audible. So, you guys are working off the curb side, 90 or not 90, whatever, a high volume. You're working off the curb side. So your lower boom potentially could be in a lane. And it could be subject to a semi or a box truck or something running into you. Well, we actually know because of where the boom angle is, we can see where it would basically go into the lane. So we give you a light and an audible, basically just telling you, hey, your lower boom could be subject to an issue. FYI, you might want to look at that.
Pretty cool.
Maybe you can boom up a little bit and then have your upper go down a little bit just to get out of that zip, out of that zone.
Or it's just, hey, watch my boom. I'm in, maybe everybody's busy on the ground.
Yeah.
And everybody's doing their thing.
Watch my lane, watch the lane.
Watch my lane. Or, hey, we're going to need to take that lane, give me some more work, some room to work in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love the technology, dude. I know, you're going to hear some negative too, obviously. This ain't all about the pros, and that's why it's out there.
That's exactly why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm not shoving it down your throat. This is the final perfect concept. It's pre-production and it's really close, but it's not perfect and it's not the exact thing that's going to happen. That's going to end up in the field.
Yeah.
But it's really close.
Anything else we're missing you want to bring up that we can
on that particular product?
Yeah.
I'm just excited to get the feedback from the guys.
So one of the things, and me too, one of the things that always comes up in some of our investigations is a seatbelt. What do you mean, alarm? So I get in my truck. I can't go 5 feet without it telling me, "Hey, dude, your seatbelt's off."
Right.
Is there any of that technology inside the cab? What's inside the cab? Anything?
Well, the cab's really not on us, right? So we're not making the cab. That's going to be
suggested.
That's going to be an OEM, but that's a spec thing, right?
Yeah.
So we can get a different color seatbelt, right?
Yeah.
Those
things are
those things add up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, orange seatbelt or red seatbelt, those are visual indicators that you're being safe.
Yeah. I mean, every vehicle out there has an indicator, some sort of alarm that says, "Hey, user, you're about to leave," and it just keeps, and it keeps going and going and going and going,
stop.
and it doesn't stop until you put your seatbelt on. Now, there's always workarounds, of course, put seatbelt on to get in, but I'm looking for more just constant reminders.
Yeah.
That makes it simpler for that lineman and that user to get
I heard it yesterday. I just need a carabiner to lock in there. It'll be good.
Yeah.
I can override it. I'm like, well, no, it's not gonna work because every time I turn the PTO off, it resets.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No, there's.
And it's like,
that's smart.
But if we're doing that, I mean, let's just talk through that being real right now with the guys. Don't do that. It's there for your safety.
Yeah. Why are you cheating it?
Why are you going to cheat your life? That's not what this is about. This is about making sure that we're going to get it done. Last thing you have to worry about. And if you were to forget, it's going to there to remind you.
Yeah.
Right. And that's for me. That's huge, bro. That's awesome. I know I know our superintendents were looking for that seatbelt buzzer because why doesn't this thing have a seatbelt buzzer? I don't know, man. It's $100,000 piece of equipment. This one's probably $2. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be up there. One of the things we're adding too is, and we talk about it all the time, is the cameras, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not talking necessarily just performance and the geo tabs and the AI and that stuff, but I'm looking for more from the driver experience. From like if you're gonna spec a truck out, my motorhome, everything, full cameras. I mean,
360 camera.
New Broncos, new trucks that are out there, everything that comes out, dude, they got full 360. And hit the blinker, it's got got cameras, it's got indicators. What is your thoughts on that for the drivers?
I love it.
Specking something like that out.
So it's double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can do anything that we, if we can make it fit on the truck, we can do it.
Right.
Type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It becomes, it's a tough scenario because you've got all these different, like at MYR, for example,
mm-hmm.
we'll never, like I could spec the truck out for Sturgeon, California, but I couldn't take that truck and put it in Denver or put it in New York or put it in Indiana.
Yeah. That'd be a base model.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so everybody's going to just outfit them just a tad bit different.
Right.
And so we've had those conversations for several years about how do we make it a little bit more user friendly.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was really one of the things that we did on this concept truck or the demo truck that you guys have. If you looked at it, we gave you some boxes, we gave you some racking, gave some extra lights and that type of thing. But from the camera side of things, what I think is going to happen is we're going to see, it's a federal standard now in our cars and trucks, in our personal stuff,
mm-hmm.
Like the residential stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In commercial, if you look at the Class 8, the road tractors, they're not even going to have mirrors anymore. They're just going to have cameras.
Yeah.
Like the A-pillars will be like
straight on monitors.
Yeah, exactly. And they won't even have their and then it's all recorded, right? So
talking about some Back to the Future
I
stuff.
I think over time we're going to see that where it'll just be an OEM implementation, and it'll be part of the truck. It won't even be an option anymore.
So we added a and I agree with you, dude.
And I noticed, Clayton and I talked about it yesterday as far as when we were out at the yard. He showed me the cameras that you guys are putting on, and showed me like,
mm-hmm.
You could stand below the hood and still see the guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was really slick.
Yeah,
I mean, those are great. I think that over time it's going to just end up being
the standard,
the OEM standard.
Yeah,
it won't be, a selectable for you guys. It'll just be,
Well, Mark, that's why we're doing this,
part
dude.
of the rig.
We are trying to get those type of. I mean, the field have the solutions. The guys have the solutions in the field. This came from the field. Hey, dude, what about a full 360 camera? We're talking about our right and tight program, our walk-arounds and all that. I'm like, dude, you're right. Like, why don't we have full 360 cameras on this? So we tried it on a couple trucks. The guys love it. You know, and it's not. I mean, it's just an added feature, dude, and it's not that much.
It's pennies.
It's not that much.
It's pennies on the dollar.
So why don't like you're talking about the spec trucks? Like that should be a spec truck coming from Altec saying, look, this is what we need on there. We're partnering up with our contractors and utility partners. This is it.
Yeah.
So I think it's getting this type of stuff out and it's going to improve our trade. And I think
it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, cool, man. Back to the Future truck. It's coming. It's called the M5. The Marty McFly. I mean, that thing's hot, guys. There's only 5 in the entire country. We have one, so that's cool.
You have one.
Thank you for the opportunity, man, and thanks to the guys too for the feedback. And it is a little bit of a disruption, right, to the crews a little bit.
Because you got to tool it up and change it out and do that. But
appreciate that.
I'm going to come back after rodeo, probably end of October, maybe early November, and just get some more real world feedback after they got to use it for a few weeks.
Yeah. Awesome.
Quick question.
Go for it, bud.
Don't forget about the Digger Derrick, man. Can you let us in on something new? Maybe the Digger Derrick's gonna get a revamp.
Drop in here first.
So we've got kind of a tweener Digger Derrick that we've got our standard distribution size machines like the 47-foot machine, and then we've got the 65-foot transmission machine, right? And we had a product called the D 2000, 3000, 4000 that has been around since the late 80s, early 90s, and it hadn't really ever been updated, changed structurally or system-wide. So that's next. That'll also be introduced at the expo. I don't have one of those as a demo yet for MYR.
You know where to bring it,
but
you know where it's coming.
But it's gonna be really cool because it's got a specific proprietary set of outriggers front and rear that's gonna be unique to it. It's gonna have like 15 to 18% more capacity all the way around.
Wow. A smaller turret or?
It's a little bit different architecture on the turret, and we've changed like where the valve sits and done some other things so that we can accommodate pole racks and make it a little easier for hauling stuff. Man. And we've made it easier for doing maintenance and doing the torque, doing PMs and all that stuff. And
don't make the mechanic's life easier. Make it.
Whoa.
You don't want to lose Freddie.
Actually, true. You don't want to piss.
Bro, there's two guys you don't want to upset. Well, three.
Cook?
No. What cook? Definitely the cook. Your dentist and your mechanic, bro.
Yeah,
true.
Those two will mess you up for life, and
sorry,
there's no more you can do about it. No,
that's coming. That's going to be called the DX product.
Product. Right on.
So it's going to be introduced here at the Utility Expo in Louisville, first week of October.
So you got to get us an invite to the Utility Expo.
Oh, come on.
You got to get us an invite. Mark hogs those. Mark, if you're listening, you hogging them Utility Expo invites, bro. Come on, let us go and check some of this new stuff out. No, all right, final messages. Here we go. We're going to close this thing out a little bit. All right. So if you could have a message to the linemen out there, next generation, new generation, current generation, about embracing and adapting the innovation that we're seeing, new technology coming out, what would it be? What would be your message?
Continue to have an open mind.
Yeah.
Don't think that because it's different, it's going to be bad. Give it a minute, try it. You're probably going to like it.
Yeah.
And
if you don't, let us know why.
Well, I mean, that's why we do this, right?
Yeah.
So
that's cool, man.
Keep an open mind.
We appreciate it, dude. You coming in.
Thank you guys for having me, man. This is awesome.
Fun. I mean, I can't wait to see what else Altec's got coming up their sleeve and everything, dude. Looking forward to it.
Need to get you guys to come to the plant and get you through a tour for sure.
Okay, let's get us out there. It'd be cool.
Do that.
I'll bring our steward and I'll bring some linemen with us and we'll get this message out. You know what I mean?
For sure. Love to host you.
Thank you. Appreciate it again. Any last final comments? Want to say what's up to your family? Because they're going to listen to it.
Oh yeah. Hey, Paula. Hey, kids. Love you guys. It's gonna be. This is a little awkward, but
you did great for your first podcast.
This is good. I mean, my kids watch so many podcasts on YouTube and stuff. Yeah,
dude,
so
you're gonna be famous.
So I actually went to one of their YouTubers in Minnesota when I was on a trip. And my kid was just like, "You went there?" I was like, got a picture with the guy. It was awesome. It was super cool.
Oh, yeah. So that's it, dude. Cool dad's coming home.
Cool dad.
So we'll see.
Cool dad points.
Hey, we're losing those. As we get, our kids get older, we're losing that, dude.
I've told them, they could do this stuff too. They just got to get out there.
Got to get out there.
It's not easy.
Well, dude, good, man. I appreciate you coming. It's been fun, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paul, you had fun?
Anytime you're talking equipment, it's a young boy's dream.
That's it.
Man.
Big boy toys.
Big boy toys, yeah.
I mean, we are living our childhood dreams, playing with this equipment, bro.
You can go on for another hour.
I love it.
We're going to get to work.
Daniel Sanchez, kick that music, man. Awesome. Appreciate you guys coming in. I want to definitely thank all of our promotional partners. Milwaukee Tool, High Voltage Industries, Klein Tools, and hopefully one day Altec will join the group. We'd love to highlight Altec once in a while. We'll see if you can make it work.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Get the big brands in everything we do. So appreciate you guys. Be safe. Be fit for duty. Take care of that equipment. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you, guys.